Once there was a country with a king and a queen. All their people loved them. It was a happy country, but the king and queen were sad about one thing. They didn't have a child, and they wanted to have one. One day, the queen went to swim in her garden. Suddenly, a frog jumped onto a leaf near her. It said,
"Be happy. In just 1 year, you will have a child."
Did the frog really say that, the queen thought? But in just 1 year, she did have a child, a little daughter. They called her Aurora. The king and queen were very happy. They invited all their friends to the palace. They didn't forget to invite 6 good fairies. "They can cast happy spells for our child," the king said, and the fairies did. The first fairy said, "She will be very beautiful." The second said, "She will be clever and wise." The third said, "She will be really good and kind." The fourth said, "All the world will love her." The fifth said, "She will be happy and people will be happy with her." Suddenly, a 7th fairy was in the room, the cruel fairy Carabosse. She said,
"Why didn't you invite me? Am I not important enough? Perhaps you thought I was dead and gone."
"I'm very sorry. In our hurry, we did forget to invite you," said the king. "Please don't be angry."
"Well, of course I've come to cast my spell. You won't forget me after that. Listen, this is my spell for your daughter. On her 15th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel, and that will be the end of her."
The 6th fairy said to the queen, "You mustn't cry. I haven't cast my spell yet. I can't stop that cruel spell, but I can change it a little. The princess will prick her finger on a spinning wheel, but she won't die. She will just sleep. She will sleep for 100 years, but she will still be beautiful. The 100 years will seem like a short, sweet dream. A kiss will waken her, and she will be very happy after the kiss for a long, long time." The king thanked the 6th fairy, but he was still afraid. So he made a law. There must be no spinning wheels in the country. So Princess Aurora never saw a spinning wheel. She was a wonderful girl, and all the people loved her. They didn't tell her about the fairy Carabosse's cruel spell, but on her 15th birthday, the king said, "You mustn't go outside the palace today." Princess Aurora played in the palace. She started a game of hide-and-seek with her nurse. Aurora ran away and hid, and the nurse tried to find her. At the top of the palace, Aurora found a little door. "I'll hide in here," she thought. There was an old woman in the room. She was at work with a spinning wheel. "I've never seen one of these," said the princess. "What are you doing, old woman?"
"I'm spinning, my dear, and waiting for you."
Princess Aurora went to the spinning wheel and touched it. It pricked her finger. They took her to her room and put her on a bed of flowers. The good fairy was suddenly there, and she cast a spell over the palace. The water in the fountain stopped. The flames of the fire stood still. The steam from the teapot stayed in the air. A boy's sneeze stopped halfway. Everything was asleep. plants and trees grew up and hid the palace. Soon people forgot that there was a palace behind them. Only the storytellers and singers told children the story of the Sleeping Beauty. One of those children was the son of the king of the nearest country. Prince Charming grew up to be a fine-looking young man. He often hunted in the country near the lost palace. One day, he was following a deer through the forest when the plants round the palace stopped him. He took his sword to cut a way through them. A path opened in front of him. He went along it. He went into the palace and up some stairs. In one of the rooms, he saw Princess Aurora on her bed of flowers. She was so beautiful that he fell in love with her at once. He had to kiss her. Choo! His kiss ended the spell. The princess smiled. She knew Prince Charming from her dreams. The palace was suddenly alive again. After a time, Prince Charming and his beautiful wife Aurora became king and queen. All the good fairies' spells came true. Aurora's husband and all her people loved her. They were all very happy.